just paying attention to the fumes that are coming to my eyes. I wanted to see how long you would keep it turned up for. How you treat me is how I'm gonna treat you. You need to stop poisoning me with whatever this is that you got coming off these phones, these devices. I don't even have to try and locate you. God just be revealing you people to me. Play stupid games, you're gonna win a stupid prize. Two days ago, I did the reading, and who turned up in the reading is this person who decided to start this one world government scheme, this world domination scheme. His story came up in the reading. I didn't even ask for it. And we got to the last part where it was like he was saying that he hated his life, or it was revealed that he hated his life. So now I'm trying to help and I'm trying to get to the bottom of this situation to find out, well, why are you so unhappy? Why are you so dissatisfied? Why are you so angry? And it turns out that he's angry because of choices that his mother made. He thought his mother was a saint, only to find out that she is not. His mother had the choice to change history for all women who were financially oppressed, and she chose not to. She chose to become a prostitute instead, and he's highly offended and embarrassed and angry with me for revealing these things. The next day I got a message from YouTube because I called her his dear mama. I got a message from YouTube where they're telling me that they had to block this video I put up months ago called Dear Mama. I started off the title with Dear Mama. When YouTube have when I breach YouTube guidelines, I get a message the day after, or maybe even the same day. Now I got this Dear Mama restriction months after, so long that I didn't even remember the post. And I know that's a message from this world domination scheme person, because he's offended that I reveal the truth about his whoring mother. His mother had the choice: do I be a revolutionary and fight for my rights, or do I become a prostitute? She chose to become a prostitute to keep a roof over his head and food in his belly and clothes on his back and shoes on his feet. She could have chosen to stand up for her right to have a source of income, a respectable source of income for herself. She not only became a prostitute, she had other women prostituting them. She became a madame. And then she programmed his mind so that he can see her as the victim in all of this. She programmed his mind so that he can be complicit in this behavior and accepting of this behavior. And that boy grew with a bitterness in his soul for society as a whole. And eventually he got to the point where he had the power and he decided, you know what? I'm gonna make every fucking body suffer for making my mother suffer that way. How old is this man? In what generation or what era did his mother go through this? Who is really responsible for his mother's suffering? What does the whole world have to do with your mother choosing to be a fucking prostitute? The system is the problem. The system was the problem then, and the system is the problem now. The system made it difficult for your mother to find a respectable way to feed you and clothe you and put shelter over your head. The system did that. Women were not allowed to work. Women had to fight for their rights. Women were not allowed a certain amount of pay. Women weren't allowed to have their own bank account. Women weren't allowed to do a whole bunch of things. How is that our problem? Especially we the people of today. I was also put in a position to either become a prostitute or become a revolutionary and fight for my rights to be a respectable woman, and I chose to be a revolutionary. Your mother could have chose that. In spite of all the odds against her, she could have chosen that. I chose that. And here I am fighting against you and all the other organizations. Thousands of people fighting against me because I choose to fight for my right to be respected as a person, as a woman, as a black woman. She could have chosen that path. She chose not to. That is not our fault. Your mother was inherently a whore because she wanted to be. Because I could have been a whore too. We all have these tendencies within. It's up to us what we choose to give life to. Admit that your mother was weak. Admit that your mother was fearful. And because of all these things, she chose the easy way out, which was to prostitute herself. And in that, she caught you up. She programmed you to accept it. She programmed you to pity her situation. She didn't tell you the full truth and the full story. You're not angry with us, you're angry at your mother, and you don't even want to admit that. Because your mother was such a saint. She was not. So I did that video 2 days ago. Yesterday I got the text from YouTube. Was it yesterday? Maybe whatever day I did it. Could have been 3 days ago. The next day I got the text from YouTube saying that they're blocking my another Dear Mama video that I did. And that same night, my devices were giving off so much of that. I don't know what the fuck it is. Burning my eyes. Burning my nose. It's like a knife in my nose. It's like a knife in my nostril. It's like a chemical knife. They had that shit turned up so high. And I know it's because of him. He's upset that I spoke about his whoring mama. You think it's okay to make that problem everybody else's problem? No, it's your problem. It's your mother's problem. You want to make the whole world suffer because you had to watch your mother suffer. What did we have to do with your mother's sufferation? What role did we play in your mother's sufferation? Justify your actions towards us. Your mother was a whore, and now you know it, and everybody close to you know that your mother chose to be a whore. Just like so many other women taking the easy way out. They don't want to educate themselves. They don't want to fight for their rights. They don't want to risk being an outcast. They don't want to risk being fought against because they choose to stand up for their right to be a respectable human being and a respected human being. They don't want to suffer a little bit while they get their education and set themselves up for a better future. They want to get rich quick. By any means. I guess it could have been worse. Your mother could have been a thief. To me, a thief is worse than a prostitute. At least she used what she got, so at least she had some sense of dignity and self-respect and respect for other people's things. She could have been a thief. She could have been a killer. She could have been a trafficker. She didn't choose those paths. She just chose to use what she has. And I know it must have been a very deplorable thing in the days when she existed. So in order for her to get you to comply, she had to make herself look like the victim. But she didn't know what that would turn you into. I don't think your mother realized how it affected you. Watching her suffer and you believing she was the victim and you believing that she had no other choice. I don't think she knew how it would affect you. I don't think she knew how much it angered you at the time. I don't think she knew what it would turn you into. You all are still suffering me in this society. Make your sufferation of me make sense. Why are you suffering me? I didn't dig up these memories for you to hurt you. I dig up these memories for you to understand your roots. Understand the source of your problem, the source of your pain. Muhammad refused to go to the mountain, so God brought the mountain to Muhammad. How long has this blockage been in your life? All your life, that's how long. All your life, this has been affecting you negatively. old are you now? This scenario, this event in your life has imprisoned you for that long. Mentally imprisoned you, psychologically, emotionally. It has guided your whole life. It has determined your whole fate. Who would you have been? Who would you have become? If you had faced the truth of your story years ago. You've used your anger as your fuel to hurt the rest of us. And now it's been revealed that your anger was unjustified and misplaced, misdirected. The world didn't hurt your mother. It's the system that she lived in at the time and her choices that hurt your mother. Because there is always a choice. Even if that means you have to face death in the process. There is always a choice. There's no excuse. So I can't say if slavery was a choice and people are highly upset. Of course it was a choice. You choose to be afraid of massa. You chose to be weak. You chose to stay there. You chose not to try to stop it. It was a choice. Slavery is a choice. The fact that death may possibly be on the path, if you choose another direction, is no excuse to not go on that path. If you choose not to rebel because you're afraid of death, then you choose to be a slave. Your fear of death made you choose to remain a slave. Your fear of persecution made you choose to remain a slave. It is a choice. Your mother was afraid. She was afraid to be outcasted. She was afraid to be talked about by people. She was probably afraid of death for standing up for her own right to be a respectable female. But she chose, because she chose to allow her fear to stop her. She don't know what she would have accomplished. She just told herself, it don't even make no sense to try it because it's just me against all these people. It doesn't matter. She chose. I chose to stand up against all these people. I chose to risk being an outcast in society. And I still choose it because I choose my right to peace. I choose my right to progress. I choose my right to prosperity. I choose my right to freedom. I choose my right to sovereignty. Fuck who don't like it. I got God. And I have myself. And after that, everything and everybody else will come eventually. But for right now, I don't mind standing alone because I have what I've been fighting for. I'm making my point clear to those who are observing my story. It's a choice. I know I risk death. I know I risk damage. But it's my choice. I will have everything that belongs to me or I will die trying. That's my ambition. I will have everything and everyone that belongs to me or I will die trying. That is my aim. That is my objective. That is my raison d'etre. I have no other reason for living. What's the point in living if I'm living as a slave? If I'm living like a dead person? What's the point in being alive if I have no rights to be myself, to express myself, to achieve what I rightfully deserve in this life? What's the point in me being alive? It makes no point being alive then. So, I am alive. So what else do I do with my time? I fucking fight for my right to have all that which and all who belong to me. Period. Your mama needed some of this type of inspiration. Your mama needed to have people like this around her talking. Your mama was surrounded by cowards, or she herself was just a coward. So now I start this reading and I just feel this burning coming to my eyes. I wanted to see how long you won't keep it up for. How long you gonna keep it up for? How long you gonna tell them to keep that shit turned all the way up for? Like I am your problem. I am not your problem. You are my problem. You are a whole bunch of other people's problem. Because your mother made you a problem to us. And you don't want to accept that that's what happened. You want to be offended because I called your mother what she was, what she chose to become. Highly offended because I called her exactly what she chose to become. Would you want me to lie with you? You want me to lie about the whole situation as you've been lying to yourself all these years? You saw the reading. You saw the cards that came out. You saw the message that was delivered. I'm not disrespecting your mother. Your mother disrespected herself. And so this is the story. This is the only story that we can speak when we speak of her in this situation, as far as it goes with why you hate your life. You hate your life because you hate your mother's choice. And you hated, you thought that your mother's choice was because she had no choice. Your mother had a choice. And so do you. Now that you know the truth of your situation, you can choose to ignore it and make the bullshit that you're doing right, or you can choose to continue to hurt us in spite of knowing that we had nothing to do with your mother's suffering. Lord, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading and with this live. Do step in and deliver your messages to we your children. So everybody want to know what's going on with their money. Okay, everybody need money to pay their rent, feed themselves and their children or their dependents, their elders. Okay, people need money. It's winter time coming now. People need to be able to stay warm and fed. People want to know what's going on with their money. And that's why I came on here to do some readings to find out what you need to know as it pertains to your money, or what we need to know as it pertains to our money. I really wasn't sure how to execute, so I'm just gonna wait for guidance on the divine as to the formula. Most High, how would you like to? What do you want to tell these people about the money situation of the world? Money situation of the world. My hand has been hurting me since then too. Are you doing magic on my hand? Are you upset that I have these hands? Listen, I don't need my hands to tell your story. Did you juju my hand? Eh? Did you juju my hand? Thinking you can stop me? You can't stop me. I don't need the cards. The cards are for y'all to see proof of what I'm saying. God can tell me what God need me to know so I can tell you. And whether you believe it or not, it's not going to change the fact that what I say is so, because it came straight from the horse's mouth. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you could, if you want to chop my hands off, it won't make no difference. And if you eliminate me, God will just rise 20 more like me, or 50 more, or 100 more like me. Okay? Try to run from the truth as much as you like. As a matter of fact, God don't even need to use somebody else, because God can talk to you in your own dreams. You'll be afraid to sleep because you're afraid to face the truth. Everywhere you go, you can't run from yourself. You can't run from yourself. The truth will set us all free. Yeah, you want to cut my throat? I saw the image. Eee. What difference is that gonna make? If y'all get rid of me, y'all only gonna make it worse for yourselves. You're going to wish for death, and death will not come. You're going to want it to stop. And I'm not even promising you that. That's just how it goes. You think you're going to escape without facing your judgment? Judgment day does not come after death. Judgment day is now. Judgment day is every day, all day. That's why we have a conscience. When your conscience is bothering you, that's your judgment. When you're suffering physical ailments, that's your judgment. When you have to watch a loved one suffer, that's your judgment. Y'all got this thing fucked up about heaven or hell. Heaven and hell don't come after death. It is now. It has always been now. Every moment of every day. What we put in is what we get out. We can either create heavenly situations for ourselves or hellish ones. And notice that when people create hellish situations for you, it don't even affect you. You're still in heaven while you're in the midst of hell. People don't get it. Heaven and hell is in here. And by extension, within your whole body. And by extension, in your environment. Stop lying to yourselves. Nobody's going to escape their judgment. Some of you have lived long enough to see how karma works. Sometimes it takes 20, 30, 40, 50 years, but that shit is coming. Sometimes it's instant. You want to hurt me. Because it's easier to hurt me than to face your own wretched, ugly ass. Eh? You think that hurting me and stopping me is going to stop your pain. Once you already know, you cannot unknow it. Bitch. Dickhead. Says Muhammad wouldn't come to the mountain. God bring the mountain to Bumbleclot Muhammad. Thought you'd be able to escape all your life. Escaping by ignoring the truth and avoiding the truth. Avoiding your conscience. Ignoring your dreams. That's why God put people like me. So we can bring this shit right out in reality. Now I've told you and other people around you, they heard the story. You cannot escape. You know, people who are around you are looking at you knowing that your mama was a whore. And you don't want to accept it. But funnily enough, a lot of their mamas could have been whores too. You see the hypocrisy? Your mama wasn't a saint. And that's not my fault. I'm only reading the story. I access the Akashic records. You know what that is? That's official files. That's the truth and nothing but the truth. CIA can't do what I do. They don't have access to information like I have access to information. I outrank the CIA and all the other three-letter agencies worldwide. I can tell you things about generations that came before, like generations and generations and generations and generations into your history. If God decides to open the file and reveal to me. am a national treasure. You got wars going on for thousands of years. We can dig into the Akashic records and tell you how the hell exactly did that shit start. Things that's been baffling historians and whatever other kind of philosophers and stuff for years and centuries. I got the answers because I have access to the divine, who is the keeper of the Akashic records. If you're suffering from an ailment, I can find out exactly what you need. I can tell you exactly what you need to do, no matter what the ailment is. If God wants to reveal that to me. If you are worthy of such information. There's nothing that you could want to know that God couldn't reveal to me for me to reveal to you. Nothing from no time, past, present, or future. I am that girl. To anyone and everyone, as long as God say you will know, you will know. I am that connect. I am that messenger. You want messages from your great grandparents? We can bring you that. You want messages from your future husband, your future wife? We can bring you that too. You want messages from your children that you didn't quite allow to come into this world? We can bring you that too. You want messages from your future children? We can bring you that too. You want to find out what's going on with your children right now? If God says you need to know, we gonna tell you that too. See what God is using me for. You want to cut my neck. Why? Because you don't like the truth? You don't want to hear the truth about your whoring mama? It's not my fault your mother was a whore. She chose that life. I chose differently. I chose to be a revolutionary. I chose to change the fucking world. Rather than sell myself short, I chose to put my life on the line to change the world, not just for me, but for everybody that would benefit from my sacrifice. Me and your mother are two different type of women. Okay, so our money. This is gonna be a general message. I was thinking of doing pick a number message so that the messages could be more direct. So maybe I'll come back and do that. But for right now, we'll just do the general. Let's see what God wants us to know as it pertains to our money. We the people. What does God want we the people to know as it pertains to our money? As it pertains to money. Your AI can't replace me. I got job security. Wanna hurt me. All y'all wanna hurt me because of your own shortcomings. Eh? Because of your own insecurities, everybody make me an enemy. My progress is somehow an offense to you people. My blessings is an offense to you people. My beauty is an offense to you people. My intelligence is an offense to you people. My money is an offense to you people. My body is an offense to you people. My skills as a mother is an offense to you people. Me being loved by other people is an offense to you people. Y'all want me to curl up and die, but that's not gonna happen. Y'all want me to not exist, but I will not do that for you. I do what I do for myself and those who love me, because those who mind don't matter. So, concerning our money, the subject, we got guilt. That's the subject matter. Wrong one. So the message God got for us right now concerning money, this first message is guilt. The subject matter is guilt. If I get a good husband, it's an offense to you people. If I stay celibate, it's an offense to you people. If I was a whore, it would be an offense to you people too, because I'd be a fucking great whore. I promise you. I'd be fantastic. I'd be in a tax bracket of my own with my whorishness. I'd be in a class of my own if I was a whore. I promise you. Any game that I enter, any arena that I enter, I excel because I am a woman of excellence. So guilt. The message is release and gossip. So concerning money, what does God want us to know? Release and gossip. So we got like release and communicate. The subject matter is guilt. I want to dig in. If you don't like how I do things here, there's so many other channels out there that you can log on to. But this is how we do it over here. Okay. I want to look up the word guilt because you know sometimes we go through life and we feel like we understand something, but then when we look it up, it offers more understanding. G-U P-Q-R-S-T-U. Mm-hmm. Guilt, fact or state of having done wrong, remorse for wrongdoing. So fact or state of having done wrong, remorse for wrongdoing. So remorse for wrongdoing. So when it comes to money, what God want to talk to us about is remorse. When we feel like we've done something wrong, God is like, let it go. Okay? So basically God is forgiving us. Hang on. So release and gossip. So it's like let it go. And then we got talks. So it's like, what do you talk about after you let it go? So okay, so you've done some bad things to make some money. Fine. God says it's okay. You can release it. Don't let it hold you back. Okay? But then it's time for some talking. So what do you think these talks are gonna be about? The gossip is gonna be about, at the bottom of the deck we got wisdom. It's like, okay, you already made the mistake, but going forward in life, how do you go forward in life without making these type of silly mistakes again? How do you make your future money life better than your past money life? That's the question. So we got wisdom and forgiveness. Let it go. It doesn't matter what level of a crime you are. Even our world domination scheme, gentleman, is forgiven. Even you. God has forgiven you too. I have forgiven you. What are you going to do going forward? Now that's the question. So forgiveness. Sorry. I need to look cute too. So wisdom, forgiveness, isolation, mysticism. So isolate the mysticism. So this is like the cheating. This is how we used to make our money. Those of us who have done wrong things to make our money. God says isolate that because it's a facade. Meaning like it no longer exists. It's no longer relevant. Okay? Because now you have enlightenment. You know, it's like now you know that that's not the way to go. It's like how you actually gonna go forward. You got enlightenment. Now all you need is some faith. Have faith that you're not wrong. That wasn't the way to go. And we need to find a new way regarding this money situation. Okay? Let's see, we got victim, complacency. So if we remain a victim in our mind, it gets us stuck. Complacency, look at her. She's sad. She's just sitting there in her chair, just kind of waiting for what? For nothing. Because if you do nothing, nothing will happen. If you want to get something out of life, you got to make it happen. So what God wants to tell us about our money situation. God says, okay, so you were naughty in the past going about this money situation. It's fine. Let it go and find a better way forward. So we got, if you victimize yourself, if you feel sorry for yourself, if you throw yourself a pity party, it's just going to get you stuck. So we got workaholic. So that's moving forward. It's going to be bittersweet. So God is saying like moving forward, correcting this, it's going to be bittersweet. Yes, you have to think of the past. People aren't going to like you. Some of them going to want to hurt you, blah, 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 blah. It's okay. Deal with it. But after that, you're going to have abundance because now you're going about it in the right way. So it's kind of like having to see our karma through. See, you're going to have abundance and you're going to have vanity. All these things that you want. You're going to have hotels and buildings, and you'll be able to dress up in your nice sexy clothes and drink champagne again and have fun again. Live that good life again. You know? Yeah. So God is saying, just forgive yourself and come up with better, the challenge. Come up with a better plan of action towards this money situation going forward. You got quest and impasse. So, upon this quest, I guess this is the past quest, you were stuck. The way you were going about the money situation, you were stuck. Let's read on. We got joy and perception. So that's like, now that you see that that shit doesn't work, you can be happy that you now have the knowledge. Okay? Joy, perception, trickery. That shit don't work. You now have the right perception about trickery. And you also now have the right direction when it comes to discovering how to truly expand. Discovery and expansion. So you've learned something. So having gone the wrong way, it has now revealed what the right way is. So God says, just forgive yourself and forgive each other for our misstep, because the world was being run by a dog eat dog philosophy. All of you know that. Okay? So in situations where you don't need to be upset, situations where you don't need to be fighting anybody, situations where you don't need to be hating anybody, just let it go. Release the hatred, release the anger, release the tension, and start to talk to each other about how to move forward. So God is saying, do not dwell in the past. It's already happened. Okay? If you let that shit go, you will become more abundant. We could get back to living that good life where we can all be smiling again. Because to be honest with you, not even the 1% are smiling right now. I'm telling you straight. You think that we are the only ones, we the people are the only ones out here suffering. They are we the people too. And we are their joy because we spend the money, they make the money. But we not spending no money, so they're not happy. So right now everybody's unhappy. So now the question is, how do we move forward? So God is saying God is saying you need to let it go. Let go of the anger, let go of what happened in the past, and make better moves going forward. Simple as that. Or you can hold on to the past and keep yourself trapped for longer than necessary, hurting for longer than necessary, anger for longer than necessary, creating a bigger problem than necessary. It's our choice. But God has spoken. God says, let that shit go and start to come up with ways of how the fuck we gonna move forward successfully, triumphantly, so that we can all be enjoying the good life again. That's what God said concerning money. Right. So that's talking to all politicians, the 1%, and the rest of we. We are all we the people. So when I say we the people, I'm talking about when we take away all of these extra elaborate shit that these people use to make themselves think that they're not like us. They are just like fucking us. Because they have power and we, the little people, have power. And with us not spending our money with them, they see that we have power. With us not complying with their unfair rules, they see that we have power. by us choosing to work with each other rather than working against each other, they see that we have power. So they have power and we have our own type of power. We just need to recognize what our power is so that we can use our power to counteract their power so that they know not to fuck with our shit. Okay? Cause we're not the only ones who can get hit. Okay. Yeah. I'm the right woman to be the spokesperson. I'm one of the right ones. Okay? To be the spokesperson in such a time like this, in such matters like these. I have the gift of discernment. And I have the gift of gab. I was made for this. I've been studying this for a long time. Woo! Do you remember the time? Y'all think that just because something has been true for years and years and years and years, that it's just always going to be like that? I think not. We are a different generation today. We are a different kind of people in the world today. Okay? Many of us ain't taking the bullshit anymore. Okay? Yeah. And I'm loving every minute of it. I need some popcorn. So big corporation guy and big corporation girl, are you gonna keep making your thingy majiggies and not try to poison us? Can we trust? Can we trust you not to poison us? Eh? Can we trust you not to be so upset as to use your products, your goods, your products, and your services to hurt us? Okay, because you've already hurt us enough, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? So it would be nice if you would refrain from like poisoning stuff and trying to hurt us to boost your medical industry. We don't have no money to spend on medical things. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of pointless. You're only gonna be putting us down, and then who's gonna fill your pockets for you? Easy. We don't mind filling your pockets for you, but there has to be a give and take, not a take and take and take and take. You know, it has to be a give and a take, a give and a take, a give and a take, a give and a take. You understand? You can't just keep taking. Like, what do we have to give you? I see people living in their cars with their children. At one point in society, you living in your car with your children, the social services people come in and take your children from you because they're saying that those aren't good living conditions. But if the government is putting you in situations that's gonna make you have to live in your car with your children, then what can you do? Or is this a plot to take away people's children and turn them into your soldiers? Are you looking for new recruits? Have you not given up the fight when you're fighting against the people? Have you not given up the fight against the people yet? Are you still trying to see if there are other means that you can use to fight this war against the people and win? Like, what exactly are you trying to accomplish here? That's the question. And America, you know, you just have to accept the fact that you were on top for a long time, and there's a new vibe in town, okay? And if this is your moment to not be on top, then this is just your moment to not be on top. Because we see what you're like as someone or as a nation on top. Okay, when you're a nation on top, you got the power, you got the resources and all these things. You use it to oppress other people. You use it to take other people's things. You use it to bully the whole world. You deserve to be taken down from your high place because you are a tyrant among the rest of the world. Nobody likes you anymore because we see what you're about. You are not fair. You are not kind. You are not nice. You are not humble. You deserve imprisonment. You deserve sufferation. Those of you who fuel America's tyranny worldwide, you deserve to suffer with America. It's not right. America needs to learn to respect others and respect others' things, respect others' authority. America has no respect for God nor man. And that's why America has been taken down from its high place. You need to lose your power of influence because you're influencing everybody in a wrong way. You're a terrible big brother or big sister, whatever you want to call yourself. You're a bumbleclap bully. You had your time to show us who you are. We see who you are and we don't like it. Talking to America. The song says, and crown thy good with brotherhood. You missed that part in the song. And crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. God say you're going to crown your good with brotherhood. Where's the good, America? Where's the good that deserved that crown? Y'all thought it was a joke. Your ancestors knew things. They were trying to tell you. You think it's just a song? Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the part where the rest get their justice. And you get yours. Okay, so the subject matter concerning money. God say, ask me. Consult God. I don't mean ask me. Ask God here, like ask in prayer. Okay? In prayer. Or even have your own way of communing with God. You need to create your own deck or something. Okay? God said, reach out. That's the subject matter. Consulting God. So we got you're prioritizing yourself, but it came out in the reverse. Let's check. Feels correct like this, but it feels wrong like this. In like that side is dark. This side is like weight light, but there's something. Okay, because it's in the reverse. It's meant to be in the reverse. So what does that mean? So you're prioritizing yourself, and we put it in the it's in the reverse. It's meant to be interpreted. So what does that mean in the reverse? So it's like you're not prioritizing yourself. So I'm getting like it's the way we think. Like everybody's trying to think like others. So it's like some people have the answers within, but instead of having faith in what they're seeing and hearing within themselves, they're choosing to kind of go along with the crowd. Okay, so I guess this would be like the decision makers, those with the power, whether it's the 1% or the government or just powerful people like myself who has the power to shape and shift things. You're prioritizing yourself in the reverse. So it's like God is urging us, the answers are within. So that's why the consult God. The underlying issue is consult God. So how do you consult God? You don't consult God by going to ask people outside yourself questions. You consult God by having sessions within yourself, prayer, reading your runes or flipping your coins or reading your cards, your tarot cards, your oracle cards, or reading your Bible or your holy book, whatever religion you belong to. That's how you consult God. So it's not about looking at other people. God has put the answers within us. Okay? And I'm sure whatever message God give one person, everybody else who consult God, they'll equally get a very similar, if not the same message. And then we put our the gossip, put our reasoning together, throwing our ideas out there, and we come up with the solutions to the problems that we're having when it comes to money. So we got consult God, set boundaries, and forget them. So it's not about the outside people, it's about listening to the voice within yourself. You need to consult the professional, God. So we got it's not worth it. Let them make the first move because it's not gonna happen. So whatever it is that these elites and whatnot, whatever they're trying to do, it's not gonna happen. So when it comes to we who believe in God and we who want to see better, whether we are part of the 1% or the government or whatever, this is a defining moment in history where it's God versus the godless. Okay? It's no longer white versus black or religious denomination against religious denominations. It's no longer I'm with the 1% and you're not. It's none of that. It's the God versus the godless. Is this good versus evil? That's what we're looking at right now. Okay? So God said you need to forget about them and whatever moves they're making. So this is talking about those who are making bad money moves to hurt we the people. God said forget them. I'm gonna tell you what to do. So when it comes to your personal money situation, you need to consult God. God is gonna tell you what to do. So whatever it is that the government or the corporations or whoever think they're in charge are doing, thinking that it's gonna hurt us, God is gonna show us the way to get around their tricks and their blockages and whatnot. We need to go within and consult our God. All other people need to consult Allah. All Rastas need to consult Rastafari. All Jesus people need to consult Jesus. All the Buddhists need to consult the Buddha. The Krishna need to consult the Krishna. Whoever serve whoever need to consult whoever. Those who believe in their ancestors need to consult their ancestors. You need answers from your superpower. Okay? All right. So just know that whatever they're trying is not going to happen. There's always a way around what they're trying to do to us. They want us to suffer. And they think that they are not going to suffer. This is a battle between God and the godless. This is a battle between the gods and the godless. All right. So, whatever they're trying, it's not going to happen. You should be prioritizing yourself, the God within you. God says each one of you are going to get instructions. I'm going to give you your specific instructions as to how to master this money situation, in spite of the circumstances that swirl around everybody. It won't touch you. If you choose to consult me and listen to me, it won't touch you. You will not suffer. You and yours will not suffer. So we need to tap in. That's what God said. Consulting God. Let's see what the next message is. God's miracles of God's entities of miracles. So no matter what God you serve, just know that it is capable. There's no problem that's bigger than our God. No matter which God you serve, it's the same God. We identify it differently. We attribute different attributes to it. And that's what makes it so great. Okay? God is very versatile. Just look at creation. It'll tell you God is very versatile. And that's why there's so many different quote unquote religions. It is our responsibility not to let our belonging to these different sects make us lose sight of what is most important. And that is to love. Praise your God. Recognize your God as you recognize your God. But remember, you are your brother's keeper. You are your sister's keeper. We are one human family at the end of it all. So when the time comes for us to pull together, Let not our religious denominations separate us and weaken us. I believe that there are this many religions in the world because it's a test. It's a test. And those who would choose not to allow our differences to declare that we are better than the other, we win. Because with us, by us having an open heart, we will learn more. By us accepting and respecting other people's differences, we will learn more, infinitely so, or exponentially so. But if we want to walk around and say how, oh, only my religion is going to get the blessings of God, or only my God is the true God, and only those people who think like that, they have missed the plot. Because how dare you tell another person that their God is not the true God? How dare you, if you believe in XYZ God, then good for you, but how dare you speak negatively of another person and what they choose to believe in, what life has taught them, where life has led them, where the guiding voice within them has led them. How dare you minimize their experience? Y'all need to come down off your high horse. God has done wondrous things in the name of Rastafari. God has done wondrous things in the name of Jesus. God has done wondrous things in the name of Allah. God has done wondrous things in the name of Buddha. God has done wondrous things in the name of Krishna and every other God name, God identity there is out there. How dare you speak negatively of another person's Godhead? Who are you? Mind your business. Respect people who respect you. If they haven't disrespected you, you have no business to try and change their mind. If they're gonna change their religion or change their belief system, let it be because of your example, not because of your encouragement. There's a difference. There's a thin line. If somebody want to praise all the gods, let them. How dare you tell them who God has and has not called them to be? Were you there? If somebody want to praise none of the gods, let them. How dare you tell them that they're going the wrong way? We need to respect what God is doing inside of everybody because there are treasures everywhere. They'll come back from their experience and teach us things that we who have already chosen a domination could have never. Or by choosing to walk in all these dominations and exploring all these different philosophies and ways of life and things like that, their knowledge is going to be so much bigger than ours. Stop holding people back from the calling that God has put in their soul. Respect other people, not because they're not serving the same God as you. At the end of the day, there is only one God. So actually we are. We just identify it differently. We need to stop. A person's walk with God is their personal business. That's God talking directly to them. How dare you try and play God in their life? If you're living If you're living and serving in a religion or a religious domination and it's working for you, then we commend you. We are grateful for you and your experience. But that doesn't give you the right to come and push what works for you onto someone else, because sometimes what works for you may not work for somebody else. And that's the truth about life. If you're sick and you use this medicine or this, you eat these foods and they help to get you better, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna work for that person as well. They could try it, but don't force it on them as if you know for sure that this is it. How dare you tell somebody that they're not gonna go to heaven because, or they're not, and we already discovered, well, I already told you my perception of heaven. It's not something that you do after you die. Heaven is something that you live. Hell is something that you live while you're alive. That's my definition of heaven and hell. But even if we were to hold on to other people's definition, how dare you tell somebody, but because they're not serving the God that you're serving and believing what you believe in, that they're not gonna see heaven? Like, how many people do you condemn by teaching that to somebody else? Even if it's not true, because it's not true. But as a man or a woman thinketh, so is he, and so is she. You can crush a lot of people's spirit by talking like that to them. It's not okay. It's not okay. And anybody who spews that out into the universe, it shows how underdeveloped you are as a child of God. God is not only in the church. God is not only in the temple. We need to stop condemning people. That psychological warfare, whether you are conscious that that's what you're doing or not. Be careful what you're learning from other people and then going out into the world and spewing it to other people. It's not okay. God said the greatest of all these is to love. How you gonna tell somebody who loves but they don't go to your church that they're gonna go to hell anyway? What do you do to a person like that? You make a person like that think to themselves, a weak-minded person. By our works we shall get paid. So if we put love out into the world, God gonna show us love in times when we need love. That's how it works. It don't matter what God you believe in. God judges according to our works, not according to our religious denomination, sorry. God judges according to who we are, what kind of energy we put out into the world, how do we treat ourselves and how we treat others. That's what God judges us by. Because you got a lot of people going to church and going to mosques and temples and all these things. And you got people who has never set foot inside one of them places and they got more love and compassion for humanity than these people. They all need to let go of the illusions. We are the church. We are the mosque. We are the temple of God. Wherever we are, God is there. As long as we take God with us. by acknowledging the God in us, the God who guides and protects us. Don't let anybody tell you you're doing it wrong. God will tell you. But that which you acknowledge as God, it will tell you. People need to learn to mind their own business and let people experience their spiritual journey. I've heard some Christians call yoga. Sorry, I'm coming back. Sorry, I'm coming back. Malika's here. So I've heard some Christians go so far as to call yoga demonic. How? Eh? Yoga is an exercise that is done to increase longevity, encourage health, and even wealth. You have to clear your chakras, you have to clear your system. Bending up yourself like that, it clears your lymphatic system, it gets rid of mucus that would otherwise put you in the hospital. Okay? Bending yourself up like this. It encourages good circulation. Swinging yourself upside down, it balances the body. How is that demonic? And how is me using these cards to contact God demonic? How do you equate that when I'm using it for good and not evil? How do you come to the conclusion that what I'm doing is demonic even though I'm using it for good? Make yourself make sense. And I'm not just talking about Christians now. I'm talking about Christians, Muslims, Rastas, anybody who want to declare me as demonic because I use these cards to speak to the divine. Tell me, how is it demonic when I'm talking to the divine and I'm using it for good and not evil? How is it demonic? Make yourself make sense for me. Could you retrieve the information that I'm getting here? Through your means of communication with the divine? as quickly as I am. Hello. Oh, yay.
I might be completely melted.
They'll refreeze. Okay, so the third message. Just represent for your God like me. Shit. All the people in the house say woo, woo. Yeah. Rasta people in the house say woo, woo. Yeah. Jesus people in the house say woo, woo. Yeah. Krishna people in the house say woo, woo. Uh-huh. Buddha people in the house say woo, woo. Yeah. Fuck 'em. Shit. One God. Many different personalities. How many of us got different personalities? I have several personalities. Which I get depending on how you push my buttons, you know what I'm saying? We are all children of God. Represent for your God like me. Say woo, woo. Yeah. Alright, so the subject matter of the third message is passion. It says insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. So, the first message was talking about us forgiving ourselves for this money situation. It didn't turn out how we like. Now we know we're going the wrong way. It's time for us to just forgive ourselves and start to make preparations for going the right way. The second message was talking about us consulting the Most High God, because God is going to give each of us the answer that we need when it comes to our money situation, even in the midst of this financial warfare that has been thrusted upon the world. Okay, so the third message, the subject of this message is insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Passion. So let's see where God is going with this one. Okay, so we got hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. In the second, we got the chaser. Chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. So this is our relationship with money. Okay? And we know in the world that we have created today, we need money in order to survive. Okay? I mean, if somebody want to barter something else, then we can trade other things. But generally, money is the currency at this time in this way of life that we've created. Okay? So, this is about us taking a chance and taking risk when it comes to our codependency on money. Because right now, money, we need money to like pay for our rent and food and clothing and other goods and services. Okay? So, the underlying issue, we got the mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. Okay, let's see where God is going with this. So, mask, palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. Okay. And we got both, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Okay. And then we have abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. But then we have karmic relationship. Fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Okay. And then we have ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. So this is all about our relationship with money. Okay, this is not about our relationship with people. Okay, and we got healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, and in this case, in money. Self-love, self-care, being happier. Okay. And then we have clock. Need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, and progress. Okay, the message is coming clearer to me. And we have not today, not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or person, boundaries, still angry. And then we have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interferences. And then we have mirror. It says mirroring each other's self image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. Okay, I'm getting this now. So the message is absolutely clear now. So the message is whatever mindset you're in will determine what your money life is going to look like. So in these times, in these very perilous times, if we keep that positive mindset, keeping your chakras open and in alignment, in spite of what is going on, God says you are going to be abundant and you are going to get what you need. Okay? So God is giving us the formula for making sure that we remain abundant even in these times when we're expected not to have. We may not be able to enjoy the life that we would like, but you know what? We are going to be fine. If we choose to keep a positive mindset, that's the message that God wants to give us. So God says, take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand and gambling. So it's like there are times when you don't need to let everybody know what you're doing or how you're going about doing what you're doing. But God was already saying from the beginning that the guilty feelings, what we did to get ourselves in that position, don't do it again. Go about it the correct way. God says there is a way to do it where you don't have to feel guilty or bad. You don't have to break any divine laws, okay, to get what you need. So God says, come with me and I will show you how to be abundant in these very stressful financial times. In the middle of this financial warfare, this economic warfare that's been waged on we the people. Okay? So God says, I'm going to show you how to chase the money and get it. Okay? So, we got not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. So, this is you choosing to be in that positive mindset. Because next after that, we had the palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. And then that's followed by the boat, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. And then that's followed by abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. So God is telling you now straight up that we could fake that mindset, that positive mindset. Fake it till you make it. Now is the time to apply that. So God says, don't be angry. Don't be disappointed. Don't be disheartened. Don't be negative. Don't be miserable. God said right now is the time to act like you know you have a God who can do it for you. Now is a time to allow your faith to be bigger than any other negative emotion that can come and take you over. If you will do that, you will see the miracles of God on your life, and you will have more reason to trust in your God and praise your God and share your God with the rest of the world, what God has done for you. But it starts with you having that faith that your God can do it for you. So that's the message that God wants to reveal to us at this time with this third deck. Passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. That was the subject matter. So it's about that coming together. A positive mindset will bring about a positive life. Yeah, you can choose to be angry, but negativity begets negativity. You can choose to be sad, but negativity begets negativity. So whatever energy you choose to be in, you're only going to receive more of that. So if you would choose to be happy in spite of your circumstances will change. And don't fake being happy. Actually be happy, because happy people do happy things. Be happy that you know you have a God who can fix it for you. Not believing in ourselves, believing in the love that God has for us and the appreciation that God feels, and reciprocate when it knows that we have that trust and faith in it. So this is a test of faith. That's what God wants us to know about our money situation. So if we would choose to keep believing and trusting that God can, we can't, but God can, then God will. Because God don't want to make itself have a bad reputation in your life. But don't fake being happy. It says fake it till you make it. But in this case, it's truly be happy, because you truly have a reason to be happy. Because if you know anything about God, you know that God can. Your God is bigger than any and every problem that you have, had, or will ever have. Whether it's disease or whatever. Whether it's fatal sicknesses or whatever. Let your God always be bigger than your problem. And see what God do for you. We are miracle children. But we have to have that miracle mindset. It starts with our mind. What we choose to believe, we will achieve. And there's no reason to doubt your God. Your God knows all things and can do all things. And we can do all things through Christ, through Allah, through Rastafari, through Krishna, through Buddha, and any other God that I don't know about who strengthens us. So let's see what the next message is. You don't have to worry about what the devils are doing. Your God is bigger. matter which God you serve, just is bigger. God is greater. Always. We have no reason to doubt God. Trusting in your God right now is the equivalent of, remember that story in the Bible where they talked about when the angel was to come through and kill the firstborn in Egypt. Every firstborn or firstborn son or something like that, in Egypt, and they say if you put the blood on your door, the angel will pass over your house. So having faith right now is the equivalent of that blood on your door, so that God knows who its people are. So God will know who to protect in these times, no matter your religion and your religious denomination. Your faith in your God right now is going to determine how you go through these hard times that we are suffering right now. Now is not time to curse God. Now it's time to love God and trust in God even more. We need to learn to praise God even when things aren't going our way. Show gratitude for the fact that God is still God. In good times, God is God, and in bad times, God is still God. In good times, God is worthy to be praised, and in bad times, God is still worthy to be praised, because those bad times have good lessons. Those bad times help to mold us into the quality of human beings that we are and that we are becoming. We need to be grateful for the hardships, because they teach us things that we would not have learned had our life been just easy and smooth. Just because you're suffering a little bit right now, it doesn't mean that it's all over. It doesn't mean that God has left you. You know? So, when you're going through any difficulty, that's when you should really remember your God and have faith in your God. And learn the lessons that your God is trying to teach you at the time. Bless you. Remember this experience. You're going to come out of it with some great stories and some great lessons of survival and, you know. Praise your God in the darkness, not just in the light. Praise your God during hard times, not just when everything is all right, you know. God hasn't left you. God sees exactly what's happening, and that's why this message is coming out. God wants you to know, I haven't left you. Anybody say I've left you, they're lying to you. I will never leave you. Let's see what this is. Legal problems. Oh God. So if they lie to you and tell you that God has deserted you, God want them to know they're going to have legal problems, because they're taking the Lord's name in vain. They are ruining God's reputation. That's character assassination. And that is a problem. That's the breaking of divine law. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Yeah, God is like, you better be honest. Anybody going around right now telling people that God has deserted them, you're going to get your ass in hot water. Anybody want to come and talk about, oh, where's your God now? Where's your God now? I thought your God loved you. How come your God isn't saving you? Those people are gonna be in serious legal problems. They need to be honest. And you need to be honest about the fact that your God will never leave you or forsake you. That's how this thing go. Shit. That's what's up. My God ain't going nowhere. Shit. We who laugh will laugh the best. We who laugh last. That's the one. Yeah. Even if you're living in your car, even if you don't have no light, you don't have no whatever, your God is still with you. So don't let any of these physical circumstances give you reason to start spouting that ignorance, saying that God has deserted you. It's a lie. And if you want to do that, then God will desert you. Because if you think negative, you're going to get a negative result. If you think positive, you're going to get a positive result. So now is the time to choose to believe that your God is with you and will be with you. And beyond this difficulty that we're experiencing, God will still be with us. God never left. So you better not use this bad experience as a reason to hate God and not believe in God and to talk bad about God, and that's nonsense. God will never leave us. What's a little hardship? Ain't nothing wrong with a little hardship. Ain't nothing wrong with a little challenge. I don't mean your God is gone and left you. I don't mean that God has forsaken you. I mean God is teaching you something. Pay attention. Better money management. Maybe you were not saving all this time. You were just living life paycheck to paycheck, feeling cool with doing that. You had an opportunity to save. You choose not to save. You choose to just enjoy your money just however you like. Maybe God is teaching you to be a bit more money savvy in the future going forward. You know? For example, what else could God be teaching you? God could be showing you maybe who your true friends are. You were there for them when they had hard times, and now that you're hitting hard times, it's like they're not there for you. It doesn't mean that your God has deserted you. It means that God is showing you who you should pay attention to in your next chapter, and who you have the right to desert in your next chapter. Pay attention to the lessons that God is teaching you through this hardship. It's all about perspective. Think positive, you're going to get positive results. God didn't leave you. God would never leave you. Okay? God is trying to show you something. What is your God trying to show you when it comes to your money situation? Pay attention. Make notes. Mental notes or physical notes. Make notes. You got mental problems showing itself. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. I don't know how to talk to you. Interesting. Mental problems. I don't know how to talk to you. Well, prayer always helps. Whatever their excuse is. Because I'm getting like somebody got mental problems and that's why they're behaving in an undesirable way towards you. And they don't know how to talk to you. They should try prayer. So that God can clear the cobwebs and clear the blockages so that they can speak. God is important, you know. We really do ourselves a disservice when we do not include God in our daily lives. Any problem you got, just call on the Most High, man. God will give you the answers. Because the last thing God wants to do is create a negative image of itself in your mind. Because if God create that circumstance where it looks like it cannot be trusted, then how are you going to trust it in the future? So God has to come through for you, because God is wise. God is wise. So those who depend on God, God will never fail you. But if you don't choose to depend on God and you choose to depend on yourself, or you choose to depend on other people, then God will simply not intervene in your life. And then when other people fail you, then you go and be mad at your God. When you fail yourself, then you want to be mad at your God. You are not your God. You did not create yourself. You do not make the sun to shine. You do not make the rain to fall from the sky. You did not make the first plant, the first seed. You did not make the first person. You don't even know how any of that come about. You are not your God. You didn't create the heavens, you didn't create the waters, you didn't create the lands. You are not your God. We are gods and goddesses under the capital God. We are mini gods. We are not the God. If your breath stop right now, you can't make your breath start again. You are not the God. You get sick right now, you don't know how to heal yourself if it's a certain sickness or certain sicknesses. Most of the sicknesses you don't know how to heal yourself from. You are not God. That's for those of you who like to talk about stop putting your faith in God and trust in yourself. That is only true up to a certain point. You must know when you've run out of steam. You must know when you run out of power. You must know when you've come to the end, when you can't do anything beyond, and admit that there must be something greater than yourself. You have no idea about the sun and the stars and the moon, water and soil, the animals, humans, and whatever else is out there. You know so very little, yet you choose to believe that you are God. And we need to depend on ourselves. That's only part of the equation. The real source of your power is that which created that which you know nothing about, including self, because you had to learn of yourself. You had to learn yourself. There was a point in your life where you were helpless. You had to depend on others to care for you. You are not God. And it's easy to put you in a position where you have to depend on others to care for you again, just to prove to you that you are not God. So stop lying to yourself. There is something greater than you, and it needs to be acknowledged. It deserves to be acknowledged for the very breath of life that permeates your being, to keep you here, to enjoy the things that you enjoy. Enjoy learning, enjoy eating, enjoy family, enjoy love, enjoy sex, enjoy whatever intoxicants you like. Enjoy exploring creation. You are not the source. Acknowledge that. That's for those of you who like to say, I am God and there's nothing outside of us. Yes, there is. It is outside of us and it is in us. It is because it is in you why you even have the strength to speak those words. It is because it is in you why you even have the breath to be here to speak those words. You are a common G, common O, common D. The God of all is capital G, O, D. Or even all caps, capital G, capital O, capital D. We are not the capital. We are the consonant. That's how you go, not consonant. Consonant is the opposite of vowel, uppercase, lowercase. We are the lowercase G. Oh, my booty. Oh. Ay, 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 Okay, the subject matter of this part of the message concerning our money, I was incentivized to do it. So being incentivized, meaning like being paid. So there's an exchange, okay? Let's look up the word incentivized just to make sure. GHI. Incentivized. INC. Incentive. Incentive is the root word. It says something that encourages effort to action. Or action, sorry. Something that encourages effort or action. So being incentivized is to be like encouraged. Okay, so I was incentivized to do it. So that's the subject matter. Let's see what the message is. It's like feeling compelled, feeling moved to. I knew this card would come out. Okay, so the message is consulting God again. So this situation is supposed to send you toward your God, not send you away from God. One wants someone else. Is it? So let's see. So it's either you can choose to consult your God and let God give you the answers, or you can choose to look to other people to help you out of your mess. Let's see. So the underlying issue is I was incentivized to do it. So what are you going to choose to do in this money situation? Are you going to choose to depend on God and let God give you the wisdom as to what to do in your own personal situation to help yourself and those who depend on you? Or are you going to hope somebody else comes and save you? Let's read on. So I want this to get better. Yes, that's natural. If one wanted to, one would. So we could go to the government, we could look at these 1%ers, we could look at our neighbors, we could look at our people that we think we could depend on. But if they wanted to help, they would. So if you've been looking to this person and that person and that person, or looking to the government to fucking feel sorry for us and try and make things right, and they choose, they don't do it, is because they don't want to. If they wanted to help you, they would. But you know who truly wants to help all of us and would never turn us away? Our God. So you have to trust that your God could give you the wisdom to make moves that you are definitely capable of. But you have to trust what your God is telling you. It doesn't matter what the enemy throws at you. There is always a way to counteract and conquer. We can't, but God can. So if one wanted to, one would. We got, I don't like this situation. Yeah, we don't like the situation. This money situation is not a nice one. But just know anybody that you go to for help, if they wanted to help you, they would. So don't waste your time knocking on doors that don't want to open for you. So that's what God wants us to know with this message. Let me see. One is tiring. Look, one is tiring and I'm trying to confuse you. So be careful of those who are telling you yes as well, when really and truly they'll never come through for you. So there are those as well who are going to show you their nicest face and their brightest smile and come with their most endearing persona to make you feel like, yeah, I'm gonna help you, when they have absolutely no intention to do so. They'll keep you waiting and waiting and waiting till all your skin fall off your bones, till you almost melt away, and then you're gonna decide to call on God. I would suggest that you don't even waste your time. As soon as you know that the door closed, move on. Move on, because God is waiting to give you answers, and you never know. Just like with COVID, how many people realized that they had different skills when COVID came along? Yes, it's a tragedy, but it's also an opportunity to get to know yourself, to get to develop yourself. Some people started businesses because of the lockdown that are still taking care of them today. Businesses that they never would have had the courage to get involved in because they were comfortable, but they didn't even know that there was something better out there for them. So the positive mindset, you need to keep a positive mindset in this time and know that God can work it out for you. God can give you the answers that you need to work out the best solution for you when it comes to our financial hardship that we're experiencing worldwide right now. We can't, but God can. So be careful of those who are telling you, yes, I'm going to do this, and yes, I'm going to do that. That sounds like a politician. Oh, I promise when I get into office, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then you vote them in based on what the fuck they say, and then they go in there and they don't do anything that they say. It doesn't matter, because you have a way out. You have a God who can show you the way out. You have a God who can keep you staying up, keep your head above the water, in spite of all the tricks that are being thrown out against you, in hopes that you go under. Use it. You got connections to the heavens. Use it. I'm definitely using mine. Yeah, I'm trying to confuse you. Then we got don't rush. Don't rush. People are starving. You are starving. Your children could be starving. Y'all are cold. You're outside. You're uncomfortable. What do you mean by don't rush? It's easy for them to say don't rush. So be careful of people who are saying, yes, I'm going to help you, and they never do. God said, depend on your God. You don't have to listen to us if you don't want to. You go waste your time with people and waste more time suffering and suffering your children and your elderly if you want to. God says, any one of you that would depend on me, I have answers for you. I have the answer to your problem, but you need to come to me. Learn to rely on me. Acknowledge me. Put your trust in me like you should. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about, this is me speaking in as a representative of your God. Your God is saying you need to trust it. Rely on it. Acknowledge it. It wants to help you. It's always been there. It's never left you. You can waste your time with other people, trusting in politicians, trusting in your neighbors, trusting in the local financier who will never come through for you because they got their own problems too. They're suffering the same money fate. God says, I have a solution for each and every last one of you. You waste your time with other people if you want to. And when you see exactly what they're about, just know that your God is still there waiting for you, which you should have done in the first place. You're wasting your time with these humans. Everybody's going through financial hardship. So for you to believe that somebody else is going to come through to you for you is probably is very unreasonable. And those who can afford to give and refuse to give or refuse to help, some of them are just suffering from greed. Not because they have the money, don't mean that they want to give you some. So this card wanted to show itself. Genital or anal warts. At the bottom, we got business development. So they're gonna be a jackass because they got their money to do what they want to do with their money. Yeah, they're gonna tell you, yeah, I'm gonna help you to make you feel good. But they have no intentions of helping you because they plan on using their money to fix their financial situation for their dependents. But instead of just telling you that, they're gonna tell you, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you. And they never come through for you. Now who you gonna blame then? It's your fault for not going to your God first. God has the answer for you. For your unique set of skills, your unique circumstances, to help you take care of whatever number of people you need to take care of, God has the answer for you. Your God has the answer for you. You don't need to seek nobody else's God. Here's the last message that God got for us. So it's one thing to pray to God, it's another part of the equation to actually trust that your God can and will come through for you. Do not let your faith fail you by dropping your faith. Keep your faith. Keep the faith. Woo. Shit, I'm tired. You're gonna have to accept this annoying version of me. I don't really care right now. I've been here for a very long time. Trying to help fix the world. So, my annoying ways is a small price to pay, okay? I apologize. I'm your sister. You got to love me. I'm your sister. You got to forgive me. I'm your sister. You got to love me. I'm your annoying sister. You gotta forgive me. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Me blood cleat back. I don't half step when I'm doing this, because these messages are a matter of life and death. It's a matter of success and failure. It's the difference between having a bright and prosperous future and keep going around and around in the desert. Or what did they say Moses went around and around in the mountains or the desert or wherever, just went round and round for 40 years and 40 nights. The answer, the place was right there, but because their heart and their mind were not in the right place, they just kept missing it. And through that, it just took them longer to get to that land of milk and honey. So yeah, these messages are the difference between poverty and success. Being on top or being under the dirt. Your future self saying thank you, or your children saying thank you, or being very disappointed in your decision making at this time, We can only try our best. Can only do our best. Sometimes our best ain't good enough, but how do you make your best good enough? That's what God is for. You need professional assistance at this time. If you get God's help, then you'll make the best decision that is possible. And even your children and your future self will see, well, there's nothing that you could have done, There's nothing else better. There was no other better decision to make than this one. So, make your future selves proud. Talk to your God for the answers today. It's like a commercial. Alright, so the subject matter of this last part of the message. Ooh, we got herpes. Now I'm going to the dictionary for this one because, how do I perceive that? Herpes is a STD. They claim say it's incurable, but I don't believe it because everything is curable. Okay? Whether or not the cure is well known or not, that's another case. But everything is curable because God is greater. So as long as God exists, every fucking thing that happens in life is curable, even death. Okay? So, herpes. So maybe that's what maybe that's why God put this card. Because it's like we're meant to believe that there's no way out of our financial difficulty right now. And that's bollocks. It's a lie. herpes, any of several inflammatory skin diseases, including shingles and cold sores. Okay, I'm gonna look up shingles. Shingles disease causing a rash of small blisters along a nerve. A rash of small blisters along a nerve. Interesting. It's like sometimes you get like bumps come up in certain places, like I don't know. I tend to, when I get like bumps and stuff, if I get one like on this side, I get a corresponding one. Isn't that weird? Okay, well, let's see. It'll make more sense in a minute. So along a nerve, a rash that comes up along a nerve. So like getting on your nerves. So it's like this problem, this financial problem is here and it's getting on your nerves. Let's see. So this card fell out upside down. Let's check. Hang on. Runny nose. Feels correct like this, but it feels weird. Somehow this side is kind of silent, but it doesn't feel like it should be interpreted this way. It's meant to be interpreted this way. Okay, so we got business partner in the upright, but it was feeling weird. It was feeling weird. So, let's see. So, the underlying issue is I hate having sex with my wife. Okay, so sex in this case is not talking about sex, it's talking about work, because this is all about our financial future, our financial present. Okay, so this is talking about people who you're paired with people, but you don't want to work with them. So, like, you hate working with your wife, or you hate working with your significant other as a business partner. Let's read on. So we got I hate my body. So the body is coming in as you being business partners. Okay? Physical sickness, business associate. You really hate working with your... Well, you see? So instead of working with your person, you prefer just do it by yourself. I prefer using dildos on myself. So you don't want to work with your significant other, whether it's your wife or your husband or whatever. You prefer to just go through this situation, this financial situation by yourself. That's what I'm saying. It's in the upright, but it felt wrong. I am a traitor. Exactly. So this is talking about families who decide to split up now in this time of difficulty. Because let's say you got a married couple and they got children. It was easier when things were better financially to take care of them. But now that things are so hard, it's like the man wants to leave the house, leave the woman with the children because it's easier for him to survive on his own. You're a traitor. You got mental sickness. God want you to know right now that that's not right. So the herpes card is talking about getting on getting on someone's nerves. So it's like wanting to quit on your people at a time when you're supposed to let him leave. Let her leave. You pray to God after they leave. Pray or before they leave. Well, I want you to get it after they leave. If they want to leave, let them leave. And then make sure you pray and let God show you which way to go. And they have to he or she, whoever is leaving the family at this time when they're really needed, they're going to have to watch you prosper and do not let him or her back in. Because when you needed them, they ran away to look after their own needs instead of suffering with you and trying to work it out with you. Remember that. That's a fear with a boyfriend, fear with a girlfriend, fear with a husband, fear with a wife, fear with a sister, fear with a brother, fear with a whoever the fuck is running away from you at this time. When y'all need to pull together the most and support each other, they're going to pull away from you because they think it's going to be easier by themselves. Let them leave. Let them leave. And then you talk to your God and let God show you the way on how to make things right for you and those who chose to stick with you, those who depend on you, those who are worthy to be blessed by your hands. And let those traitors stay out there and suffer because they got mental illness. That's a lack of moral code. They didn't care. So when you find yourself on top, make sure that you do not care. Because they're probably going to feel so shitty that you made it without them that they're not going to even have gratitude in their heart if you choose to help them. They're probably just going to be coming up with all kind of fucked up plans on how to bring you down from your place of glory after God put you there. If they want to leave, let them leave. Don't even try to stop them. And then you turn to your God and say, so what are we going to do now, Most High? Show us the way, please, and thank you. And we praise you in advance for your blessings to us. We can't, but you can. Let them leave. Yeah. So that brings us to the end of this reading. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And although they're always long, I hope that you find the information here very inspiring and scrumptious, like soul food. Like, let it be like water to quench a thirst that you just couldn't quench. Okay, I hope that our readings here are very worthy listens. It's a good 2-3 hours spent. All right, all of it, because what I do here is to benefit all of us. It's not just to benefit me. Okay, I'm not a superhero. I'm just someone who is not afraid to stand up for what is right. And I know I can't, but God can. And that's how I've survived up to this time? By relying on God. So when I talk to you about relying on God in this situation too, I know what I'm talking about. I've seen what God can do. I have lived what God can do. I am a walking, living, breathing, talking, eating, shitting, smiling, everything testimony of what God can do. Okay? I'm not talking to you from no damn book. I live this. And I respect the books, but there's nothing like life experience. Until you've experienced it, you can see it as a fantasy. But in order to experience it, you first have to have the faith. You have to have the faith to even make the choice. The quote unquote crazy choice. Don't matter the odds that are stacked against you, your God is greater. No matter how many people are coming at you, your God is greater. No matter how dire your circumstance look right now, how dark your circumstance is right now, your God is greater. Let your God know that in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, you know that it is greater. And you're depending on it for its wisdom and its courage and for it to clear the path for you so that you can provide what you need to sustain yourself and those who depend on you, God, those who God want you to help in these times. We are greater because our God is greater. Represent for your God like me. Say whoop whoop. Yeah. Until next time, my lovelies, take care of yourself and each other. Let's be happy even in the storm. We don't care cause our God got it going on. Okay, I'm done.